Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is HowFast. It's early in the morning and it's a tough day today for me. Got an early start. I've just been kind of sitting around thinking, and you know, today we have to say goodbye to one of our members. So, you know, a couple weeks ago I mentioned that Hildi, our BMW, she's been become a little bit too small for the family at the time, and I was debating on turning her into a drift car or selling her and keeping the builds moving forward. And I think we all know what the best use of her would be, and that would be going to someone else as a reliable driver, and you know, hoping that she's taken care of as good as I have over the last 5 years. So we do have to get her ready for her new owner, who we're going to be delivering her to today, and that requires us to completely clean her out. We've already given her an oil change. We already fixed a couple chips that are in the windshield, so now all I have to do is clean her out really well and exchange the wheels. This new owner doesn't want her current wheels. He just wants the Steelies. So we're going to take those off. We're going to switch those over. We're going to drive all the way up to London, have him meet us up there, and we'll say goodbye to Hildi one last time. So while we're doing these final preps for her departure, why don't we go over some of our memories with Hildi and see the evolution of this car as she was 5 years ago when I bought her. One last look at her before she goes. You sad, Banks? Not everybody can say that they've driven their car 300,000 kilometers. And each car has a personality. Vroomhilda was no different. When I first got Hildi, she was a stock BMW 328 Xi with 87,000 kilometers on her. And she was in very good shape, low kilometer car. But I wasn't in love with her. We needed to change some things up. And one of the first things I wanted to do for Hildi was change out her wheels to some 162s. These obviously make the car look a lot sportier, and they were the first thing I wanted to change on the car. It cost next to nothing to do it. The next thing we had to do was black out all the emblems. All of the turn signals needed to be turned black, and then on top of that we were going to remove all of the badges, X-Drive, 328, and put a spoiler on the back that was just a little touch, nothing too wild. Now, throughout the years, Hildi has needed some maintenance. She's had her starter replaced and some internal engine gaskets, but all in all, the car has been a fantastic, reliable vehicle. Now, having Hildi, wanting her to stand out, I decided to do some vinyl graphics on her. These were the M stripes, and she's not an M car, so they ended up coming off, but they actually inspired the next set of stripes that would be on the car. But first, we would do a set of Godspeed coilovers and some drilled and slotted brakes for Hildi. Well, that's it, guys. All of it. Literally 2 sets of coilovers, some good, some worn out. Brand new axle shaft, the last of the oil that I had for it. Lights, old turn signals, like the white turn signals in the stock grills, a replacement grill for the lower. It's got a crack in it. I got a replacement one for that. Never put it in. Oh, geez, I almost forgot. These 2 pieces, these 2 front splitters. There we go. Now that's it. Oh, and all the brake stuff, extra parts, everything. And now that we had Hildi sitting right, the new vinyls could go on. Finally, I felt as though I could take some pride in this car. And of course, our new wheels and tires. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this week's episode. Sad episode, right? Having to say goodbye to Hildi. She's been around since the very beginning of HowFast and has honestly contributed a ton of content to the channel. So any of you want to be YouTubers, if you're looking to get into YouTube and you want to be an automotive YouTuber, buy a BMW. Tons of content. I hope she's gone on to a good home now, and I'm sure that gentleman will take really good care of her. We obviously now have Louise and Judy. Judy now being my daily driver while I get Louise ready for her safety. Now, there's a couple things we looked at last week, and that was there's a brake sensor. And Ken, you had made a comment on the video, and I want to tell you, you're reading my mind. There's a tone ring that is in the back that these Dodge Magnums are known for having a bit of a problem with. Some of them can get corroded, dirty, whatever, and it can throw a code for an ABS sensor. So we're going to pull that axle out, and we're going to take a look at that tone ring if it needs to be replaced or just maybe just cleaned if we're lucky. That would be really great. Also, the upper and lower ball joints are looking pretty rough, so we're going to switch those out. Very cheap, very easy to find replacement parts, so we're going to switch those out here in the upcoming weeks, as well as some maintenance on Judy. As I mentioned, we have to do that exhaust gasket on her, and I just like to do some regular maintenance on her, maybe some plugs, some wires, oil change, air filters, and things like that, because she's a 454, not very great on gas, so anything we can do to keep her running efficiently is really important. So as far as last week's trivia, I want to apologize, guys. Especially Pavel, I forgot to put the text at the bottom for last week's video. My head was just not in the right space, so I apologize, guys. So for those of you who were looking for the text but didn't see it, last week's HowFast trivia question was, in which U.S. state are female drivers prohibited from driving whilst wearing a wardrobe? Your options were A, Montana, B, Idaho, C, Texas, or D, California. And believe it or not, the correct answer was D, California. You'd think that wouldn't be the case, but turns out California. Can't wear a wardrobe while you're driving. So this week's HowFast question is a little bit more for supercar enthusiasts, and I urge you guys to look this one up because I think it would be odd for you to have this knowledge off the top of your head. The question for this week's HowFast trivia is, how long does it take a Bugatti Veyron to stop when it is traveling at its top speed, 253 miles per hour? Your options are A, 15 seconds, B, 12 seconds, C 8 seconds, or D 10 seconds. I know where you can find this information if you've ever watched that video, but I urge you guys to look it up and see if you can come up with the answer. I look forward to hearing you guys' comments and questions. If you're looking to get in touch with me, get me at howfast10@gmail.com. You get me on Instagram at how__fast. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on Odyssey. And if you want, you can just go to howfast.ca, pick up a t-shirt, pick up a sticker, pick up a fridge magnet, and see if you can support the build, support the channel. I'll catch up with you guys next time, find out how fast we can make this car go.